Alright, I'm outside of Chicago at Country Club Hills. Made it in really good time. And here's the stats. So I used almost 77 kilowatt hours over 177 miles. That's at 434 watt hours per mile, a little higher than I expected. And I got here with about 10% left, so 10 kilowatt hours, that's probably another 25 miles or whatever. So yeah, we're looking at about a little over 200 mile range. Charging is going fairly fast. What are we at? 76 kilowatts at 56%. Could be faster. I've seen it closer to 100. But I did get up to 138, so that was good. So finished charging. Well, not really finished. I decided to stop at 50 minutes. Up to 77% battery charge, and I've got 167 miles to go. Trip planner or whatever is saying I'll get there with 5%, which is okay. So I think I should be fine, and that's with skipping a supercharger. If it doesn't look that good, I'm gonna make sure I take the right freeway here. If it doesn't look that good, then I'll just stop in between at Peru, Illinois. So we'll see. So far going pretty well. Davenport is 68 miles away. I've got an estimated 85 miles of range, so a 20-mile buffer, which the car's estimating as 7% of the battery, so that's pretty good. Averaging 377 watt hours per mile, so we've gotten some decent efficiency here. That's pretty good. It's under 400 watt hours per mile. So it's a little warmer, 40 degrees, dry roads, good tire pressure. Yeah, so far pretty smooth. Hit some traffic, so I probably lost about 20 minutes due to that. Skipped the supercharger in the middle of Peru one. Yeah, autopilot's just taking me along. Made it to Davenport. It's 2:04 p.m. and so we just did 167 miles, used 65 kilowatt hours, and that was about 388 watt hours per mile. So that's pretty good efficiency for the conditions we have. I got here with 3% left, so I definitely needed that 50 minutes of charging to go 167 miles. Yeah, so my max range is probably around 215 miles. I probably could have gotten here with more, but more charge left, but I was maintaining pretty good speed, so that definitely takes its toll. But still, it was 388 watt hours per mile, so that's actually it's pretty decent. So that means there wasn't any bad headwinds or something like that. The other thing that I was thinking about is this supercharger is a little bit south of I-80, so I had to come down here. I was at this crossroads at 1:57, and I got here at 2:04, so that's 7 minutes extra to get here, and I got to go back, so that's 7 more minutes. So that adds about 15 minutes to the total charge time just getting to the charger. So part of creating a very fast charging experience, at least for long distance trips, is having them right where you need them, which means multiple sites. So it's probably a better idea than, rather than like having tons and tons of chargers at one site, have multiple chargers along different routes, which I'm sure will come with time, but it's one thing you don't really account for when you're doing this charging speed stuff. Is like the amount of time it actually takes you to get to the charger and then plug in. So I am peaking out at 72 kilowatts, even though it says here that it's 150 kilowatt available, and I'm on a 1A, so it's not like I'm sharing it. Anyway, there's one that's 50 miles away, 60, and that says it's 150 kilowatts. So I think I'm just gonna leave and try that next one, because this supercharging speed is way too low. It's 255 miles to the next one. Yeah. A lot of these superchargers, at least in Iowa, are associated with a supermarket called Hy-Vee, which is convenient, at least during daytime hours, because you can, there's a lot of food options and stuff, and obviously restrooms. I don't know what the situation is after hours, like if they close after 11, but moving on. Made it to Coralville, Iowa. And let's see, what's the numbers? So we were about 406 watt hours per mile. That's pretty good. Over 61 miles, used 25 kilowatt hours. So we're going to be charging here for a while. Oh good, this charger is much faster. We're already, of course I arrived here with 19%, not 3%, but we're already blazing in the speed, so this is good. So it's estimating an hour charge to get to the next spot, which is almost in Nebraska. So the next several spots, it looks like, are going to be 1 hour charge times, and so that means it's probably doing like 120 or 130 miles between each. So in fact, how much is this next one? Let's see, let's go to continue trip. Does that do it?
Now turn right onto 20th Avenue.
Oh, 200 miles. Okay. So that's about 3 hours of driving. Long. Also, it said some of my cameras were clogged, so I'm going to do a little cleanup. I'll clean my cameras too. All right, we're at 80%, 85% actually, and only charging at 29 kilowatts because we're so high. TripAdvisor is saying that I'm gonna have 5% when I get to Shelby, Iowa, which is 207 miles away. That's quite far, but I think I should be fine at 85%. Yeah, 5%. I mean, I've been averaging, what did I average actually? 406 kilowatt hours. So that's quite a bit more than the oh, that's the last 5 miles. Here we go, 379. Okay, so that's not too far out. So it's projecting that I only have 210 miles. Yee. Yeah, I better charge a little bit more then. All right, time to leave. I'm at 90%. I got 66 kilowatt hours. TripAdvisor is telling me to stay below 65 miles per hour. So I can do that. It's also saying I'm going to get there with 5% to spare, which should be about 15 miles. So we'll see. If I have to, I can slow down, but I don't want to charge this slowly. So if it works, because there's no superchargers between here and there. So apparently I was wrong. There are actually 2 superchargers in Des Moines on the way to Shelby. So I wonder if I should stop there instead. That one's pretty along the way, so I might do that. I'll just have to reassess once we get there.